Hello, everyone. This is Crystal Wildfire Anthony. Want to talk to you guys today about an interesting subject. Well, I find it interesting. Maybe you guys will think it's boring as hell. But anyway, I want to talk to you about female bodybuilders and breasts. That's right, boobs. And not just female bodybuilders, the entire fitness industry. Some of my thoughts on it, some of the things I've seen. Not that I'm an expert by any means, but I have had several different types and sizes of breast implants. Little about me, I naturally was a B cup before I ever started lifting weights, so I'm sure when I started lifting weights, I probably would have had no boobs at all, as they disappear. But I started out with 500cc, oh no, sorry, I actually started out with 350cc silicone implants under the muscle. I switched to a 500cc silicone implant over the muscle at one point when I was lifting. I then switched to saline implants because I wanted very large breast implants. I actually went to a well-known breast implant surgeon in San Diego. He's one of the best in the world, known for oversized implants. I eventually had 1500cc 1500cc saline over the muscle implants. Competed with those as well. And right now, for those of you wondering, I have 800cc silicone implants. And they're over the muscle. So, like I said, I've had them under the muscle, over the muscle, small, large, medium, saline, silicone. I've done it all. But as far as in the fitness industry, I can tell you from having very large breast implants and competing, because I did compete when I had 1500cc implants. I competed nationally in women's physique and competed nationally in women's bodybuilding with that size implant. And I got feedback several times from several different people, judges, things like that, that one of the reasons I was never going to place very well was the size of my implants. They did not like the size of my breasts. I don't quite understand that. I didn't realize that my boobs were being judged, ever. I've never seen that in the criteria anywhere. Some people are probably going to say it's a symmetry thing. Maybe they were out of proportion. I personally didn't think they were out of proportion, but even if somebody else did, then you've got the argument going the other way. I don't understand why you can tell me my breasts are too large and out of proportion, but you can't look at a flat-chested girl and say that she doesn't have enough breast and she needs to get implants to be in proportion. Or she's placing low because she's flat-chested. Doesn't seem fair, does it? That the big boob girls constantly are being told, your boobs are too big, you need to do something about that to place better. But the flat-chested girls, it's okay. You know, because you can't say anything like that. It's just like the crap, all the bullshit we get in the fitness industry, where they can tell muscular women, you are too muscular, ew, that looks nasty. But you can't look at a fat person and say, ooh, that's gross, you're too fat. It's the same bullshit. Don't look at us and tell us that our boobs are too big and you don't like them, so you're not going to place us. If you're not going to go the other end of the spectrum, when you're calling symmetry, and say that the flat-chested girls aren't placing well because of their flat chests. Nobody says that bullshit. And the other thing, I guarantee you there's probably never been a bikini girl. And bikini girls out there, if there has been, somebody please contact me personally. I'd love to hear about it. Has there ever been a bikini girl out there where a judge has said, you didn't place well because your boobs were too big? I'm going to guarantee that shit has probably never happened. But I can tell you of several female bodybuilders who have been told they would place better if their breasts were smaller, if they got smaller implants. I know of female bodybuilders who did not turn pro until they decreased their breast size. They were told that by the judges. They went and had surgery done and decreased it and turned pro. And that's the only thing that they changed. So I think it's bullshit. Like I said, I've competed with very large breasts. I mean, if you don't think 1500 cc's is large, look it up. It's pretty big. And I guarantee you every picture you see of me competing on stage with that size, when I competed in bodybuilding, those things were covered up. I'm showing way more now than I ever did on stage with that size of breast. But girls with much smaller implants than I had, like, they barely cover the nipples. Their boobs are hanging out here, their boobs are hanging out over here, and that's okay, apparently. But the size of mine being large and being completely covered up was not. So I just get sick of it. I get sick of the bullshit. I get sick of being told, that we're too muscular, our boobs are too big, whatever the bullshit excuse is for the day. Yeah, it's just tiring. And like I said, bikini girls, I would love it. If somebody's been told that their boobs were too big and they needed to downsize to place better, I would love to hear it. But I personally think it's a double standard. Um, and the only reason then like I said, I did compete at 1500 cc's. They are 800 cc's now, which is plenty big. I don't know that a lot of people would know I downsized if I didn't tell you. Now people are going to run and look at pictures and see if they can tell. The only reason I downsized was because I wanted silicone. It wasn't for the judges. It wasn't for anything. It wasn't for competing, nothing like that. It was only because I wanted silicone implants. Silicone implants in the United States only go up to 800 cc's. That's the largest they will do. And I wanted silicone. It was a more realistic look, more realistic feel. It was just me personally. If they had had silicone implants at the 1500 cc size I had, I'd have put that size in. So I didn't downsize for anybody other than the fact of the type of implant that I wanted. And I think that's the way it should be. It should be that you have your breast size, just like your muscle size, for you, not for anybody else, not for a placing, not for a trophy, not for a guy, whatever it is. And our breast size really should not come into play when we're on stage, as long as it's covered up and it's presentable. It's just like anything else. Don't go out there looking like a stripper on stage. Represent yourself well, represent your federation well. But other than that, these should not matter. So, like I said, female bodybuilders, boobs, breasts, the whole 9 yards. As far as lifting and competing with them, for anybody that's interested in hearing about that, I have mine over the muscle. They don't get in the way. I've never had a problem lifting. When they're under the muscle, I think that they're in the way a little bit. The muscle, when you flex it, is going to push them out and down, which can cause some problems. So I don't recommend, if you're a fitness competitor, having them under the muscle. If you're going to be doing figure, physique, bodybuilding, anything like that. Size-wise, again, to each their own, big, small, whatever, who cares? We like them all. But otherwise, doctor-wise, if anybody ever wants to know what doctors I've used, what doctors I recommend, which ones I don't, you're always free to drop me a personal message, email, whatever. Other than that, like I said, any questions, anytime you guys ask. I don't hide anything, that's for sure. I only have to hide these because, YouTube gets pissed off if you're naked on here, but even the big girls, you can bounce. Gotta throw a little pec bounce in there. It's my favorite. So, but that's my thoughts on boobs and female bodybuilders for today. Hopefully, you guys spark some interesting conversations with that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on big boobs and bodybuilders and competing. Like big, big boobs. I know some of you like them because, it's sexual and you like that part, but do you really think that they get in the way? Do you really think that it takes away from the aesthetic look of it? I would love to hear your thoughts. So either in the comment section, say something. On social media, say something when I post this up there. Send me a message. Anything. Anything you guys want to talk about, I would love to hear about it. But I'm going to go for now. Time for me to hit the gym. Gotta work my pecs. And hopefully you guys have a lovely day. Little flex before I go. I gotta start working on this. I need to get this the size of these, and I would be a happy camper. So all right guys, thanks for listening. Take care, and I will see you soon.